Greetings, guys and gals, to another Jabber Jabber. This is the ace match between SK Telecom 1 and Woongjin Stars Bisu versus Neo Jisolki. I'm just gonna call him Neo, but not like the Matrix Neo. But anyways, we have Neo spawning as the red Zerg at the 3 o'clock and Bisu as the blue Protoss at the 12 o'clock, and he's a little bit cold, so that's why he's putting on his SKT1 jacket. But anyways, I'm surprised they're putting Bisu out. I don't exactly know how well Bisu is doing. I know that both of the games I've seen from the Pro League so far, he's won, so doing pretty well. But best won against Flash in the first match of the Pro League versus KT Rolster, obviously. So I think best might have been a better choice, but because I don't think for the ace match, I don't think they know who they're going to play. I don't think they submit the roster like that. So anyways, Bisu might be a little bit better against PVZ, though, at the same time. Actually, they've never actually played each other, so this is kind of interesting. But yeah, Bisu is really good at PVZ. I mean, him and Yong used to square off all the time, and it looks like a 9 pool going up for... Is that a 9 pool? Yeah, that is a 9 pool going up for Neo here. Sorry about that. Bisu's probe does scout Neo first, and Neo still has not scouted Bisu, although he does know probably where he is just because of the timing of that probe there. This map is going to be on Icarus, and Icarus is a 4-player map with kind of a weird little system in the middle. 2 bases at the top right and 2 bases at the bottom left. Hopefully Bisu goes some type of Bisu build. That would be really cool to see. He hasn't done that in a while. You know, the whole Sayer DT thing. But anyways, I was actually going to cast Flash versus Ruby, and that was like set 2, I think, of KT Rolster versus Air Force Ace, but it turns out that Ruby exited the game during the countdown, and that caused him for a loss just because of the K-Spell rules, which I think is retarded, first of all, and second of all, I mean, it is his fault because he exited out the game, but that was just ridiculous, and I was like watching the whole entire thing. I was like, when is this match going to start? And it never really did. Zergling's now out for Neo, and he's going to be chasing Bisu's probe, but Bisu has the best probe micro of anyone, and right now they're laughing at Bisu sticking out his tongue. I know exactly what's going on. Bisu going for a forge fast expand, putting down, I think, 1 gate before Nexus, not entirely sure. Extract going down for Neo here, almost loses his probe, but didn't get any hits off. Gateway now down, and yeah, he did put only 1 gate, seeing that there was only 2 Zerglings out. He's pretty safe right now. Looks like another expansion, so double expanding, pretty standard for Zerg these days. At the 6 o'clock position, a little bit of a hidden position, but I'm sure Bisu's going to scout this. He's going to assume that a double expansion is going on, especially because he's been in the base for so long. 3 drones going on top of that extractor. Probably going to go for some quick layer tech is what I'm assuming. Probably not speedling tech right away. Anyways, a similar going up for Bisu as well, and Neo's Overlord is in his main. Able to see that everything is going on, and I'm pretty sure he already scouted the fast expand though. I mean, he really has to assume it. No Protoss doesn't do the Forge fast expand in Brood War pretty much ever, unless they're going for some type of cheese. Layer tech going up for Neo now, and he is keeping those 3 drones on the gas. So probably going to go for some mutas, I'm assuming, or maybe mass Hydra. Not entirely sure. This double expansion leaves you open for a ton of possibilities. Bisu transferring his probes. Could have done so a little bit earlier, but I mean, you know, can't blame him. He's a pro gamer. I would have definitely waited longer and probably not got the timing exactly right either. Anyways, we have saturation at the natural for Neo, and his 3rd base, I don't know if it's quite up yet. Bisu's really rocking that red jacket there. Anyways, more Zerglings coming out for Neo, and Bisu's only got 1 Zealot at his front, I believe. I don't know what build he's going. It looks like Stargate, so Sayer's going to be coming out as usual for PVZ. That Overlord's just scouting around. Zealot is just, I don't know what that Zealot's doing, just kind of scouting around. Probably can't do any harassment, especially with the amount of Zerglings that are out right now. Layer finally morphs in, and we'll see what kind of building he builds. I'm assuming he's going to go for a Spire to deal with these Sayers. But yeah, so that Spire's going up at his natural. He's also building another hatchery to kind of funnel in any attack into a smaller choke, which is a really good idea. I actually criticized someone. One of the earlier games I criticized them for putting their, I think it was 4GG. Yeah, it was 4GG. I criticized 4GG, I believe, for putting up his hatchery there, but it actually is a really advantageous spot, especially because you can funnel all the units in and stuff like that, and hatcheries have relatively high hit points, building another gate and a citadel, I believe, so possibly going for some Dark Templar, although I think it's probably going to be for speed lots is what it's going to be at the end. There's 2 players for Woongjin Stars and the KT Rolster team. I think that's best. No, maybe not best. There's Stork there, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm not even entirely sure who that was. Anyways, this Overlord is going to get picked off by this Dragoon. Sarah coming in to do a little bit of harassment, probably for more scouting purposes though. He does have his Spire up, so he's going to be able to get some Scourge out any minute, and this one Overlord is probably going to go out. I don't know if the Scourge are going to be able to pop out fast enough. He is transferring more of his drones. That other hatchery has been popped out, I guess, finished, more like it. He is also expanding at the 6:30 or 5:30 it looks like, and he's able to get away from those Scourge right before they pop out. I don't know if he's going to scout this though. He needs to go a little bit more south, I think. We're going to scout this. Bisu's pushing out with 3 Zealots and 1 Dragoon, and this is going to be a pretty good harassment, especially because there's not much out for Neo here, and he could lose a lot of his forces. Able to pick off 1 Zergling. This Zergling's going to have to retreat, and they're going to, now he has the critical force that he's going to be able to make Bisu back off here a little bit, and these Scourge are just scouting the entire base. Sees that there's a Templar Archives going down, so probably Storm. He has 2 options to go, really, Storm or DTs. Or he could do a little bit of both like he did against 4GG, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on that. But it was earlier, it was like SKT1 versus STX Soul or something like that. But anyways, Zergling's funneling back through that base. He does have an Evo chamber out, so he's going to go for some upgrades here. Those Scourge scouting those Zealots. Going to be, nope, not picked off by that Dragoon. Able to get away. Good micro by both players. And it looks like 4 bases to 2 here. Not a really good position for Bisu. He is setting up another gate, not another gate, another cannon. I think that he thinks he needs to play a little bit more defensively unless he tries to go in for some type of Zergling bust or anything for Speedlings, because he does have that speed upgrade, I'm almost positive. He does have 3 more Sunkens at his 6 o'clock base. It's going to deter these speed lots for the time being anyways. Other than that, Archon's morphing in the mix, and the Scourge does not get picked off. Looks like another attack going in here, but no, Bisu's going to go back, and this is exactly like the game I almost casted. He is able to funnel those forces in, and really good building position by Neo here. He's going to have to pull his drones, though. This is bad for Neo. He's pulling his drones because Bisu is pushing up at the front. These Sunkens are morphing in, though, and I think he's going to be able to hold this off, and those eggs are critically in the good position there. Now they pop, though. They're going to be able to pick off this Dragoon, and these Zealots are just going to die, but able to pick off 1 drone, 2 drones, 3 drones. Really nice job. 4 drones, I think 5 drones. He's able to pick up 5 drones, 4 or 5 drones, and that's really good. He's going to be able to get in the main as well, and Neo is visibly disappointed in himself. He also gets another drone, so really nice job by Bisu. That's a good trade there, especially with Zerg. I mean, if it was a different race, maybe not as so. Those Zealots are 100 minerals apiece, but those drones are so crucial, especially because in Starcraft 1 you don't have things like queens to spawn larvae. He does have his cybernetics core spinning, so probably going for air weapons 1 or something like that is what I'm assuming. Probably already got his Dragoon range is what I'm guessing. It looks like a Muse Harass is coming in here, but that Archon's definitely going to deter them, and they're going to have to run away from these Corsairs. These Corsairs are doing a ton of damage to them. They're going to have to split up. Oh, and if Bisu would have... Oh, but 1 hit on the Corsair, on the Scourge, and really nice job by Bisu pulling back. But if he would have had the Archon in the right position, that could have done a ton of damage. He is going to expand to the top right position there, and at the top left, it looks like maybe something's going on for Neo. Not entirely sure. They're Queen's Nest, so he's going to morph into Hive Tech pretty soon. Probably going to go for some Defiler play because there is so many. Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe he'll go for Defilers. I don't know. I was going to say, because he has, you know, some Dragoons, but he really doesn't have that many Dragoons, and you know, Swarm wouldn't really do anything because he has he's really more Zealot heavy. So maybe gonna go for Ultralisk. He is at 4 bases, so he would be able to produce Ultralisk from his 4 bases. Could also go. Probably. I don't know actually. I think you need a Hive though to build Nidus Canals, so probably gonna get some Nidus Canals also. With that, Hive does have a really nice defense at this 6 o'clock base. Bisu's not going to get through there unless he really wants to commit, and I don't think he's ready for that kind of commitment there. At least not at the 6 o'clock. He should. I don't know if you can get to the 530 from that area, or if that's the only way you can get to that 530 base, but he could probably attack that 530 base if it's more vulnerable. It looks like his Corsairs did scout out this base finally, and they're going to have to pull back because of that Spore Colony. But a lot of Mutalisk heavy, and wow, that's a lot of Scourge. Bisu needs to be really careful about those Scourge, man. But anyways,